The most important aspect of Microsoft Excel is the ability to perform calculations on the data within a workbook. Excel has a few of the most common calculations under the Auto Sum button on the Home tab. For example, we can insert a sum calculation to show the total weight, or the average age. Let's have a closer look at our Auto Sum calculation. It gives the total weight of all the pets. If we look at the formula, we see the two cell references separated by a colon. This refers to a range of cells, from the first number in the column down to the last. You will often need to write a custom calculation, so let's look at how that's done. In the example, we have the pets' ages in years. We can use a simple formula that will calculate the ages in weeks. With a new column set up to display the data, we select the cell where the age in weeks will be displayed. Then we enter the calculation equals 52 times, and then click on the cell with the age in years. So the formula for this cell means that the value displayed equals 52 times the value of the referenced cell. When we hit return, the age in weeks is shown in the worksheet, and the formula is shown in the formula bar. We could repeat this process for all of the entries, but there's a much easier way to do it. We select the cell with the formula and drag the square in the bottom right corner to select the new cells we want to apply the formula to. Now, if we click on these cells, we can see that in each case, Excel has changed the formula so that it refers to a cell in the same row as the cell with the formula in it. This is called a relative reference because it maintains the relationship between those two cells. Another way to apply the formula to a group of cells is to select both the cell with the formula and the cells we want to copy the formula into. And from the Home tab, click on the Fill button and choose Down. There are times when you don't want Excel to automatically change the formula when you apply it to a group of cells. In this example, a travel agency has a list of items with their value in US dollars. The travel agent wants a column showing the value in euros. This cell contains the current exchange rate. The cost of a double room in euros equals 95 US dollars multiplied by the exchange rate, or almost 135 euro. If we copy that formula into the cells below, we get a column of zeros because Excel has changed the formula so it refers to these empty cells. So let's undo that. We don't want the cell address in the formula to be a relative reference. We want it to always refer to just this cell, which is called an absolute reference. To make this an absolute reference, we put a $sign in front of the variable that we want to stay absolute. That's the row number. When we copy the formula to the other cells, each formula keeps the absolute reference. Now, every morning the travel agent can look up the current exchange rate and update just one cell to change all the prices. Formulas can also be used on values that aren't numerical. For example, we can display a short statement about each student's pet using the name, colour, and animal type values. In this cell, we type equals to indicate that a calculation will be displayed in this cell. Then choose the pet's name, type ampersand, then click on the colour cell, followed by another ampersand, and then click on the animal type. When we hit return, the three values are run together. So we'll fix that by adding some text to the calculation. To do this, we'll need to edit the formula using the formula bar. With the formula selected, we'll type quotation marks to indicate that the following is text to be displayed. Then type a space, followed by some text, followed by end quotes, and another ampersand. To complete the sentence, we need a space between the last two values, quotes space, end quotes, followed by an ampersand. Now, the sentence is complete. And as before, the calculation can be applied to the cells below. We can sort the data using the Sort and Filter tool in the Home tab or the Data tab. For example, we can sort the spreadsheet by student name by selecting any cell in the student name column and choosing Sort A to Z. Similarly, we could sort by pet name by selecting any cell in the pet name column and choosing how to sort it. If you find that your header row is being included in the sort, open the Sort dialog box and check the My Data Has Headers option. In this dialog box, we can build multi-level sorts. We could sort first by animal type, then by age. Filters let us show only the rows of data we want by temporarily hiding the other rows. For example, we could filter the animal types to only show dogs. We can remove the filter by clicking the Filter button again. We can also remove duplicate records automatically. In the Data tab, click the Remove Duplicates button. You'll then be prompted to select which columns you want to check for duplicate records. Click OK, and records with duplicate values in those columns will be deleted. At the bottom of the spreadsheet, there are tabs for multiple worksheets. By default, a workbook starts with 3 worksheets, but you can add as many as you need by clicking on the Insert Worksheet tab. We can also delete worksheets by right-clicking on the tab and choosing Delete. Selecting a tab opens the relevant worksheet. We can change the order of the worksheets by moving the tabs. We can rename the worksheets by right-clicking on the tab, selecting Rename, and typing in a new title. Calculations in one worksheet can access values from another worksheet by entering the name of the sheet followed by an exclamation mark and the cell name. So, to use the value from D8 on sheet 2, the cell reference would look like this. If we now change the name of sheet 2, the reference will automatically update to the new name. The Data tab contains tools to import data from Access, from a text document, or from the web. We're going to import some data in text form and place it in a new worksheet. When you import text data, it's best if your source is just simple text rather than a Word document, for example, which would contain a great deal of formatting information that might interfere with the import process. This text file contains the names of the students, followed by a comma, and then the number of pets they have. So, let's import the file into Excel. We have to make a number of choices to help Excel interpret the data. First, choose Delimited, because the text file has commas separating the fields. Then, set commas as the type of delimiter. Notice that if we set spaces as well, Excel would split the names into 2 columns. Finally, set the data format, which we can leave as General. Excel asks where to place the data. We'll put it in a new worksheet. Calculations can be performed on numerical data and on text. Calculations can be entered directly into cells or entered in the formula bar. It's easy to apply a calculation to a range of cells and to perform a calculation using data from another worksheet. It's also possible to sort and filter data and to import data from other applications.